Mr. Mercury, sir, can I have a word, please?
Yes, darling.
How are you, sir?
Well, I'm fine.
Well, that's good to hear. You look pretty good.
What is that in my face?
That's a microphone and a camera.
Oh.
You should be familiar with those things by now.
Yes, of course, of course.
I gotta say, for somebody that's been dead for a good amount of years, you look good.
Yeah, it's going on 17 years now. I've been expired.
Oh, well, you know, you got your look still. Your voice is pretty good still.
Yeah, thank you, my dear.
Not too many cobwebs in that larynx.
Thank you, Buttercup.
Oh,
you know, I try my best just to, keep myself alive.
Yes, I appreciate that reference.
There you go.
Can I ask you, sir, what do you think about this film, Bohemian Rhapsody, all about your life and about Queen?
Well, I'm very fond of the young man who's in it, Mr. Malik.
Oh, you like Mr. Remy
Mr.
Malik?
Remy, I think he's a very good depiction of my own
Pretty
persona.
good likeness, I gotta say.
I think he looks like me. He's a little smaller than I am, though,
Well, he's
only
slightly
5'2"
guy.
or so, and I'm 5'10" and a half.
Oh, well, I guess they can't do everything perfectly, huh?
Well, it's true.
I thought he was a pretty good likeness.
Yes,
he sings too in the film.
Yes, sweetheart. I think he was quite good, and I thought the depiction of the band was a little bit silly.
Was it?
Because, these are very intelligent men that I worked with, Brian and John and Roger, and they're sort of depicted as almost imbeciles in the film, but I must say, I thought...
Everyone's a critic, right?
I thought as a whole the film was well done, and I did enjoy the Live Aid bit at the end there, so... It's a shame that I was live with AIDS at the end of the film, but, of course I died 6 years later.
Well,
so
unfortunately, promiscuity does have its consequences.
Well, it's the way it goes, so I'm dead now, so, but thank you so much for your interest in my opinion. It means so much to me.
My pleasure. We'll see you again sometime.
All right. Thank you so much, young man.
You can go on your way.
Okay.
Take care. Excuse me, Mr. Stark. Can you come down and talk to us for a moment? Thank you.
Why, sure.
Quick question for you. Very sad news. I'm sure you've heard. I'd like to get some thoughts.
About the death of Stan.
I know, it's really bad, but...
Very disheartening. We're all very upset at the Marvel Corral. We love Stan. He was always the best man around and always was supporting, and he created all of us.
And how you guys all holding up? Doing okay?
Well, we're doing our best, but it's very sad. I have to say, we're very disheartened here, and we're just doing our best to carry on.
Well, we appreciate that. I hope you'll all band together and come to the memorial service and no infighting or anything like that, right? To unite.
It's true. Bruce Banner, he wasn't showing much emotion, which was very upsetting to me. But everybody else was pretty concerned and very upset. And we're all planning on attending Stan's funeral.
Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing you all there together. And
sure.
All right. Do you know who's doing the eulogy by any chance?
I'm not sure right off the top of my head. I thought maybe Deadpool was thinking about doing it. We got Ryan Reynolds around. He might be doing it, but you're going to have to ask him.
Okay, that'd be good.
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I think Robert Downey should probably be doing it. He's
that's me, of course, Tony Stark.
Yeah, I'm giving you a hint here. Wink, wink. You should be doing it.
Okay, nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Nudge,
All right,
wink.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, we'll see you again soon.
All right. Thanks, young man.
Bye-bye.
Hello, welcome everybody.
We are back.
Hi, Daryl Smith. Here's my cohort, Mr. Christopher Picard.
We're here
Ladies and
together
gentlemen,
in the
we're here
flesh
one more time.
for
as he
another
shakes my arm
fun-filled
right
episode.
right out of the socket.
Episode 97.
Episode 97.
97.
That is amazing.
It's a nice number.
It is
We're
a nice
close
number.
to 100.
We are close to 100, and then I think you're taking a large hiatus, possibly.
We'll see what happens. You
Okay,
know,
well,
maybe for the holidays.
Maybe we will.
We'll see what
holidays.
happens.
We shall see. We shall
But
see.
nevertheless, we're here tonight to discuss all things cinema.
We have very much to talk about tonight. We got a lot
Some
of
nice
good films.
stuff.
We got about 8 films tonight.
Yeah, well, 7, and if we have time, we'll do an 8th. But we have
Well-
Bohemian Rhapsody this evening.
We do.
We have The Girl in the Spider's Web.
We do.
We have a documentary called 3 Identical Strangers.
Excellent film to discuss.
I agree. We have also Papillon, the remake of Papillon.
Correct. Charlie Hunnam
and Rami Malek, Mr. Bohemian Rhapsody
Freddie
himself.
Mercury, right here.
We also have Mile 22, the latest Mark Wahlberg action film.
Yes, we do.
And then we also have Christopher Robin starring Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
And then I feel like there's something I've overlooked. Yes, we also have Galveston starring Elle Fanning and Ben Foster.
Directed by Melanie Laurent.
Melanie Laurent,
the beautiful Miss Laurent.
wonderful French
who
actress.
You may remember from Inglourious Bastards.
Exactly.
And great little movie called
Beginners.
Beginners.
With
that
Ewan
she also
McGregor
made with Ewan McGregor.
and
Yeah.
Christopher Plummer.
Christopher Plummer once again. Great
But
stuff.
we're going to start right away with
Let's
the
start
film
with,
of the week, Bohemian
Mamma
Rhapsody.
Mia, Mamma Mia,
Mamma Mia,
this
lovely girl.
love, for me, for me,
For me. Very good. It's such a great song.
It is
you know?
a great song.
Yeah, it's
a great song.
fantastic.
I was in Barnes and Noble today, and who has a new book? But Justin Timberlake
Oh.
has a new book, and it's a big book. It's a big hardcover book.
Okay. Is it
And
autobiography?
It's an autobiography of
Interesting.
Justin. He's a little young to be doing an
Yeah, I'll say.
autobiography. But it's well written. I mean, he kind of and it's all glossy color pages. It's nice, but the print is very small, and there's a
Okay.
lot of writing in this
Okay.
book. I was impressed, and I turned to the one page because on the cover was on the page rather, this glossy, beautiful, big book, coffee table size.
Yeah.
There was a picture of the cover of Night at the Opera
Oh,
by
okay.
Queen.
Great.
And he talks about it for a whole page, basically, very tiny little
it's an
print.
influence on
Talks
him.
about how much it influenced him. He played the whole record. He got to Bohemian Rhapsody, and he played it 10 times. He kept lifting the needle onto the record.
That's cool.
This is back in 1975 when this album came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And amazing, and it really has maintained its impact on the world of music.
Yeah, and it was-
Freddie was just an incredible talent.
agree.
You know, he really wasn't much of a singer prior to coming to London, and I mean, he had sung in boys' choirs and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
forth. But you know, finally, he just it was pretty much like it is in the film, where he meets the band. They lose their lead singer,
yeah.
and Freddie just happens to be there.
Right
The
place,
rest is-
right time.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
of course.
It's interesting. There was a quote from Mike Myers who says that he likes to say that he's partly responsible for the resurgence of the popularity of Bohemian
Absolutely.
Rhapsody because of its insertion in Wayne's World.
I know,
And
of
I'll be
course.
honest, I have thought about that. That was the first reference for me that I always remember hearing that song.
Yeah.
I'm sure I heard it before that. But that's
Absolutely.
what comes to mind every time I hear that song.
Oh, really?
Is that scene.
Oh, not
Because
for
it's
me.
so iconic.
Well, they were originally supposed to do another song. They weren't going to do. They weren't going
Well,
to.
there was some
Bohemian
pushback from the
Rhapsody.
studio. They didn't want them to use
Yeah,
that song
they didn't
too.
want to use that. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Maybe they had to pay.
Could
you
be.
know.
Well, they didn't think
copyright
anybody
or-
wanted to hear that song. Again,
yeah.
kind of like Mike Myers plays the record executive in the film.
I know.
Same kind of mindset. Oh, we don't want that.
He said he was so honored to be in the film and just to be a part of it at all.
Yeah, and he
but,
was threatened to walk from Wayne's World if they didn't have that song in that scene.
Yeah.
But
No, Wayne's World really. Well, you never know what, but they were going to do some popular song of the 80s.
well, I'm
when
sure
they
that's
did
probably what
Wayne's
the
World. Yeah.
studio wanted.
Well,
you
they
know?
did, but and then Mike pushed for
He did, and it
Bohemian
works
Rhapsody.
beautifully.
It works beautifully, and of course, they're doing the
Yeah,
parts.
yeah,
and
it's
they're
so
all four
fun.
Guys. And he said it was just like when his friends would drive around.
They would do that.
You know, all 4 guys would do "Mama." Oh,
That's great.
Beelzebub, and you know, they did. Everybody had a part. It was super
It's
cool.
such an outrageous song.
It is.
You know,
it's,
and
it is.
and it makes a lot of sense that is the title of the film.
Absolutely.
It really is
Absolutely.
their biggest song, and
It is indeed.
and it's a very brave, very artistic. There's a lot of chances being taken with that
It's amazing.
song.
It's amazing.
All the changes, it's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, it really is an incredible
But,
piece of work. And you know, they always say, well, how much did you guys, Brian May, Roger, and so forth, how much did you have an influence on it? He said, nope. Freddie had it all in his head when he came in. He knew exactly what he wanted.
So great.
And he just directed everybody, and that's exactly right. And Roger Taylor is the guy that does that really, that.
Yeah. He's like, how many times do I got to do this?
Super high
Yeah,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah. He had a great voice. Absolutely incredible.
They're incredible.
Yeah. You know,
gotta say-
Roger actually wrote the song Under Pressure.
Okay, great.
Roger
And they
Taylor,
did it
the
with
drummer.
Bowie.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
happy to see that they included it in the film.
They
We
did.
didn't get into the making of that song in the film, but the
with
song
Bowie
is
and so forth.
featured in the film, which
It
is
is
nice.
featured in the Live Aid section. at the end.
No, it's before that. It's
Is it?
during, it's just something that's in the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's during like a transitional scene.
It wasn't in.
It wasn't in Live Aid. No,
Oh, my
no.
mistake. Okay.
But one thing I wish that they had referenced in the film, I would have loved to have seen just a little bit of the Flash Gordon soundtrack that they did, which
Oh,
is
God.
great. That is great music.
Yeah, but
it holds
as
up.
far as Queen was concerned, that was a big bomb. That was something they were
Really,
not
I
proud
thought
of.
they had a great time doing that. I thought they enjoyed that process.
No, they weren't happy at all doing it. They weren't quite sure what to come up with, and
Really?
yeah, Brian May did the majority of the music. Freddie only worked on 2 songs, but the Flash, that's all Brian May and stuff. But
I
he
grew up
kind
on
of got
that
into
movie.
it, and Brian May has done maybe 5 to 10 soundtracks.
Okay, cool.
All very good. I have quite a few of them actually.
Great.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that's
done
good. I'll
some
have to look it
Italian stuff and so forth. But anyway, let's
But
get
we
to the
digress
movie.
because this is
we
just.
digress. Here we have.
I gotta say, it's a fantastic movie. I loved it.
Did you? I was very
I felt
fond
like
of it.
I was at a concert. Like it was so well done.
Well, you know,
especially the Live Aid.
Did you
It's
see
great.
it in? I didn't think Live Aid looked so good.
Really, I thought it looked great.
I thought when they showed them
nice
on
on the
screen,
CGI.
when they showed them on the stage, it looked kind of puny and very small and stuff. But of course, we're all watching it on television and so forth. But regardless, the real key to this film and possible Oscar nod will go to Rami Malek.
Yeah, I
As
think
Freddy,
he's a shoo-in for a nomination.
It's very possible. Very,
not going to win, but definitely a nomination.
Very often when someone is doing an impression of somebody, it's not always the greatest. It doesn't often even get a nod.
Sometimes
from
it doesn't.
the
You're right.
Academy
Yeah.
Award. But I think he's so right on.
Yeah.
We had to pretty much go by. I mean, there's really no footage of Freddie when he's talking. At least as far as we know, we don't know a footage where Freddie's talking to executives and so forth. I mean, he
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
really
a lot
filmed,
of
but-
just memories of people that
Precisely,
were in the room.
precisely. But his girlfriend Mary, that was a
Yeah.
fact. He proposed to her, and
I didn't know anything about her.
Oh, absolutely.
That was interesting. She was there,
Yeah,
and then his wife, and then friends, his whole life.
Yeah,
that was really cool. And
Well, he didn't
she's
marry her, but
no, they in the movie. Oh no, the movie they were just engaged. Maybe they didn't get
she
married.
just said, "Don't ever take the ring off." And
That's
finally,
right.
of
So
course,
maybe they never got
when
married.
she shows up, but she was a very beautiful.
She's the only
woman.
one that knows where his ashes are.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I just read that yesterday. She's the only one who knows where he told her where to put his ashes.
Oh,
Nobody else
interesting.
knows. Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, there you go.
But it's definitely an amazing performance.
It is a great piece of
He
work.
studied Freddie so much to get the
did.
movements,
Absolutely.
every little thing, just the way he held the mic stand and commanded the
Absolutely.
scene.
No,
Incredible.
I mean, throw his arm up
Yeah.
and, very regal kind of presentation that Freddie always
Fantastic.
had. And I know, and somebody did an impression of Freddie, when he's singing, like when he auditions for the band out in the back.
Yeah.
Somebody did like an impression of Freddie. It was still pretty good. I mean, is it a great depiction of the band? I think the band came off not looking so smart. Brian May and they're all little mini geniuses. In
I know
right?
they are. Yeah,
they
yeah.
all have degrees in engineering,
astrophysics,
astrophysics, exactly.
Dentistry. One of them. The
Precisely.
other guy was a
Roger
electrical
Taylor.
engineer.
Yeah, Roger has a dentistry thing. But regardless, it's just a great little piece.
It really is.
a
Brian Singer did a
biopic.
great job.
He did a great job.
I'm very curious. I know there was only 2 weeks left of filming when he was fired from Fox, and then Dexter Fletcher came in to finish the shooting. I'm curious which scenes were the ones that were in the last 2 weeks of shooting. I'd love to know what it was.
Who knows?
Of course, Singer
Maybe they
retained
might
the
have been
directing
just filling
credit.
things. Yeah, he did.
And then Dexter just got an executive producer credit.
Oh, did he?
And I think he obviously oversaw post-production and any reshoots that were necessary, because there were a few.
Right,
But
exactly.
regardless, the film came off great in my
I
opinion.
thought it did too.
I had a
Sound
blast
was
seeing
fantastic.
it.
It was great
It was
fun.
great, yeah.
It really was great fun. Did you see it at the IMAX theater?
You know, I didn't. I saw it regular only because the times didn't work for me.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't get a chance to see it till yesterday. I've been so busy. I wanted to see it in IMAX, like Ultra.
I saw it at the IMAX and it was spectacular.
It would have been great.
I mean, the place was just packed. I went the very first night, that Thursday night, the very first showing, 7 o'clock show, and it was great. People loved it, and a lot of people stood up and applauded at the end. And
it deserves
but the man is just amazing. I think to some extent we actually captured the loneliness and the sadness of Freddie, and dealing with a gay lifestyle, and not that was ever an infringement on who he was and so forth, but I mean just his very essence I think is somewhat revealed in this.
So. And they handled that, I thought, very tastefully.
They did.
It wasn't gratuitous.
Yeah.
It was just enough,
True.
And it was interesting when I didn't realize that was something, assuming it's based in fact, how he didn't know right away about his bisexuality or homosexuality. It's something that evolved as he was thrust into stardom. He kind of started to realize it along the way. Because early on, he was in love with Mary.
Well, he was in love with Mary. He meets Mary when he first comes to London, and he's immediately smitten and taken by her just as a friend. And I think he mistook maybe that friendship. But, I got to say, most people that are gay, they pretty much know right from the they know right from the get-go that they are attracted to the opposite sex.
So I know a bunch of people that have always tried the opposite sex to see what it's like too.
Well, true.
So maybe on a subconscious level, that's what maybe he was doing.
Yeah, it could be.
But they say everybody is on the Kinsey scale from 1 to 10. Yeah. Everybody's in there somewhere. Whether you're a low 2 as hetero, whatever. They say everybody's in there somewhere.
I suppose.
Kinsey himself, he goes, I'm a 4 or whatever he said.
Yeah. Well, did you see the Kinsey movie?
Well, that's the way. Yeah, Liam Neeson. That's the reference
point.
And
he tried literally to have a sexual relationship
he said
with a guy.
He's about
to
whatever.
See to see.
And he did it repeatedly. Him and Peter Sarsgaard in the film. Yeah, we're doing it all the time.
I know.
Laura Linney's in the other room. Like, what's going on with my husband?
I have never had the desire to have relations with a man in my life ever.
I mean, I haven't.
I mean, if I would, if I wanted to, I suppose I would have. But
it opens up a whole door of possibilities.
Well, it makes it easier to get a date on Saturday night.
And you double your wardrobe. Assuming they're the same size as you.
Oh well, but if they're not, I mean.
No, then no. But I mean,
But why would you be wearing their clothes? They would have their clothes and you have your clothes.
No, but if you guys are together, you could share the wardrobe, double the wardrobe.
Well, that goes with sisters and brothers.
Well, they can do that too. I mean, a lot of sisters share their wardrobe. Brothers, daughters.
Well, there you go. Okay, well, that's a good thing. But we definitely like this film.
I loved it. I think
it really was great fun.
It's a sensational film that, to me, sucked me in, and I was into it.
The music alone will bear repeat viewings, and
I'm going to buy this movie hands down.
Absolutely,
no problem.
Me too. Yeah. Me too. And it's just going to be great to just sit and watch it at home.
I agree.
And it's going to be great fun, and just sit there and breathe in a little, perhaps filtered air of a certain sort. And just sit back and watch this movie and enjoy it.
I think even people that aren't, in quote, Queen fans would appreciate this film.
Absolutely.
And can get something out of it. And maybe even move their foot a little bit, because this music is very catchy. I was moving my feet in the theater,
Well, the music of Queen is iconic.
Well, people know it.
It's in our. It's one of the soundtracks of our life. Obviously, Bohemian Rhapsody is just a killer tune.
It is.
And they were just a.
And you forget how many hits they actually had.
Band. Well, I don't.
Quite a few.
I'm very familiar with all their hits.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying
they didn't have a lot in the top. In the top 10, though, they really didn't. They had Killer Queen, they had Radio Gaga, and which actually almost outsold Bohemian Rhapsody at one point. But Bohemian Rhapsody has actually been released as a single 4 times now.
I know that, yeah.
They keep re-releasing it.
Because they did it after Wayne's World, and it became huge again.
Right. And they'll probably, I wonder if I don't think they've re-released it again, but maybe so. Maybe.
But if they released the Bohemian Rhapsody film soundtrack now, it'll be up there again.
Probably.
That'd be a smart move.
Yeah, I'm sure that is out there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think Star is Born is still the #1 soundtrack.
Right now, yeah. And I'm even hearing those tracks on the radio with some dialogue mixed in. It's pretty cool. Of Star is Born.
Oh, okay.
Because on the soundtrack, they have bits of the audio from the film, the conversations.
Right.
They lead into the songs. So that's what's right on the radio.
Today, well, of course, now, Lady Gaga just came out today. Here we are talking other film here, but Lady Gaga came out today and said that she cannot get rid of that character. It is still very much within her. Now Warner Brothers is planning on possibly releasing a new extended cut of the film, which might either be coming out to theaters,
That'd be cool.
or they might just do it because the film is still doing great business.
Yeah.
every
And so,
week.
and this is a movie that's getting a lot of good word of mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I tell anybody who'll listen. how
No,
great it
no,
was.
Miss-
Just a week after I saw it, I was in love with that movie.
Yep. A good friend of mine watched it last night, and she just loved it, cried. Ida Heyman, my friend Ida, if
She
you're
loved
out
it?
there, loved it.
You know what? I
Adored it.
wouldn't be surprised. It would not surprise me if they did a sequel just with Gaga's career from there. It could be interesting.
I don't know about that.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did it.
Nah, it wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't be the same, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
Much, well,
He could direct it again,
Well,
you
they're
know?
now talking that they are going to do the song on the Oscars.
Oh, please, they gotta.
If that one song,
Shallow? Please. If that doesn't win Best Original Song, I'm going to
I know.
vomit.
Well, the Academy is so messed up. When
Yeah,
it comes
last year,
to-
what'd they give it? They gave it to...
It's usually some cartoon.
Well, they gave it to the movie...
Ghost movie.
I mean, it was a good film.
Yeah.
From...
the
Mexican...
animated- Yeah, the Mexican.
Coco.
Coco.
Now,
There you go.
the movie was a great film.
It was.
But that was not the best song last year. It
The
wasn't.
Academy is just messed up when it comes to
Yeah,
music, you
I
know?
know.
I don't know why that
I
is.
don't
They always go
understand
for
it.
animated, cutesy little
I
tunes.
know.
But, this is a different year. I think Stars Born is really going to overtake the... it's really going to overtake the... don't you have it on shuffle?
Yeah,
or
I
whatever?
forgot to hit play. I got so engrossed in our review.
Okay.
I forgot how... Well, here's the comparison
Yeah,
of the two.
here's the real Freddie.
The real
There
and,
you go.
and Rami Malek.
I know, there you go.
Yeah. But I gotta say, this movie was so well photographed.
It was
The
beautifully
DP
done.
did a great job, and
Yep.
Bryan Singer really did some interesting, cool stuff. I love that shot when we first see Live 8. It's in the sky. The camera comes
Oh,
down
yeah,
with the
yeah.
crowd, and it pans, obviously computerized,
Right. And
right
then
into
we
the
follow
stage.
Freddie from the back,
Yeah.
coming in, and
Really
the guys
cool.
hold the door, the thing for
I
him.
love the shot of a close-up. It's a reflection of Freddie in the office. In the manager's office, but it's reflection off his sunglasses that are on the glass coffee table.
Oh right.
Really
right.
cool shot.
Yeah, that was cool. Also.
Yeah, just
a
a lot
lot
of
of
neat
cool little
stuff.
stuff. It was an innovative little piece of work.
I agree.
But this man right here, Rami, he really.
And this is going to catapult him into A-list big time.
Absolutely, and they're also now talking about how they're going to make more biopics.
They should.
So,
People
you
love
know,
them.
I mean, we got a
as long as
Prince-
it's done well.
Prince biopic coming, probably a Bowie biopic coming.
Well, the
but-
big one that they need to do is they got to get the rights from the family is a Michael Jackson. That's going to have to be probably an unknown. I don't know. I
I
can't.
don't know if you're going to get that rights from the family.
Well, it's going to
though.
be tough.
Yeah.
But it's got to happen
This girl
eventually.
was very good.
She was
by the
very
way.
good. Yeah.
But Remy
You know what?
stole
I
the
want to
show.
say her name, but she was good. Her name is Lucy Boynton.
Okay, she
But-
sounds familiar. Yeah, he's got a funky,
Very weird
kinda
looking, yeah.
jaw. Yeah, his eyes are.
Yeah.
He's got that. Freddie's from Bulgaria. Here's Mike Myers.
No.
of
He
course.
was born in Zanzibar. It's in Africa.
Oh, forgive me.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name was Freddie Bolsera.
Bolsera.
Was it-
Farouk is his real first name.
Yeah, correct.
But his parents were a mixture of, I believe, Iranian and Pakistani.
I
And then
believe
they
that-
left. They
A
left the
little bit
country.
of Turkish. They went to Turkey,
They-
and then they had to leave Turkey.
Well, they left because of the
to
Muslim
London.
oppression.
Correct.
Because they're not Muslim. They're Zoroastrianism. Was that?
This is my favorite part of the Queen world was when Freddie had the long hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was actually right at Night of the Opera when he was wearing those big white, kind of flamboyant, angel-like wing things that he was wearing. But great movie here.
Live
Of course,
Aid.
Live Aid, yeah,
Live
naturally. Let us move on. We love this film. We cannot.
Fantastic.
Can't give it
Can't
enough.
recommend Bohemian Rhapsody
Absolutely.
enough.
It's really a great. little
Even to
piece
the
of work.
casual music fan, you're gonna love it. It's so
I
good.
had a few little bones to pick. I really know the band well. I'm a huge Queen fan. I'm beyond just the average fan by any means. I've always just worshipped them from the first album on. A few little bones to pick. I didn't like the way the rest of the band was depicted. I thought that they did.
There's
come
a
off-
shot I was talking
There's
about.
the shot. I
So
know.
cool.
They are depicted as kind of like little bickering, morons sitting in a room while Freddie goes out of the room and stuff. I thought that was kind of silly when Freddie was about to do his solo album and so forth. But there was a discrepancy within the band, and of course they came together again for Live Aid, and they made about 2 more albums after that also, and their greatest album.
Yeah, because in
I
the
think.
movie,
I think Innuendo is just a fantastic album. I love that album.
I don't know the albums per se. I know the songs. I can't say What's the big song on Innuendo? I don't know the album.
The Show Must Go On is a big song. Innuendo is a great song.
I'm going to get all the albums and listen
Yeah,
to
you
them
really
on their own.
should. Yeah, he does a great song. Delilah, his cat. He wrote a song for his cat.
He had many cats, too.
He did have many cats, but which is featured in the film, of course.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But it's still
stuff.
a great film.
Great film, great. It's over 2 hours and worth every.
It's worth it. And honestly, it moves. I didn't feel bored for a second.
Yeah.
I was very engrossed.
I think they pretty much did almost all of the Live Aid segment. I think it was like maybe 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah,
they actually had
the whole
20
ending.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had 20 minutes. I don't know why. I don't think that was necessary to put the whole thing in there. But I think they just wanted to feature Remy as Freddy doing his best impression.
Like in the movie, he tells the band that he's got AIDS before Live 8.
Right.
But from what I read last night, in real life, he didn't tell anybody till much later.
He didn't tell
when
anybody.
he started looking sickly.
Well, no, he actually didn't tell anybody. This is what Brian May has said. But you know what? I believe the film. Because Brian May and everybody was, they were all... consultants on the film.
Well, no, they
and so
were
forth.
heavily involved.
I do believe that Freddie told them. I do believe that that's true.
I mean, I hope they did.
But they claim
It's more cinematic
and it
to
was
do it that
more
way.
for the press than anything. But they claim that Freddie didn't tell him till the day, but when he told the news, which was the day before he died.
Oh, interesting.
That's when he said, "I have AIDS."
Oh, okay.
He died the next day, November 21st, in 1991.
So if they were heavily involved in the, well, I knew they were in the making, in the consulting on this film, then they must have been okay with the way that they were depicted in the movie. Then, I mean,
well,
it seems to me that if
maybe
they're that
so.
involved,
you would think, but
or they don't have say in every
but
little
Roger,
thing. You know?
Roger Taylor and Freddie were tight.
Yeah.
They were good friends, and you don't really see that so much in the film. You see Freddie is kind of alienated from everybody, but he and Roger, and this guy doesn't look nearly as.
There's Mike Myers.
There's Mike Myers for the 15th time as we rotate these pictures, but. I didn't think some of the friendships were really captured, and I thought they were more stereotypical as people as opposed to cardboard cutouts, and I didn't like the way they were depicted. But a minor little point there.
Okay, so let's move on.
There we go.
We are going to now move on to the girl in the spider's web.
Yes, we are. All right, here we
Girl
go.
in the spider's web.
Elizabeth Salander.
Elizabeth Salander.
Here
Now
she
this is Claire
the
Foy.
new film.
She's the third actress to play
Third
the role.
actress, Naomi Rapace, and then we had.
And then we had Rumi Mara.
Rumi Mara.
So
of
here's
course,
Claire Foy in
and
this
here's
one.
Claire in this film.
And you'll see the pictures of the original two after this. You'll see Numi Rapace in a moment. And then you're going to see
There's
Rumi
Numi.
Mara.
There's Numi right there.
I will say I still think she's the best of the
No
three.
question
No
about
question.
it. No question. Absolutely.
Those three films still are the best of all of these
they
movies.
are wonderful. Here's Rumi.
But I like Fincher's movie though. I liked
I
it.
do, too.
It's a different thing.
It is a different
I
thing.
liked it.
But yet it retained the sensuality
It did.
of the first big trilogy.
Yes. This
with
movie has virtually no sensuality.
none at all.
It
And
kind of just focuses on the drama, the suspense.
it's more like a James Bond film. to
Kind
me.
of.
It just kind of, she's just kind of this heroine.
Yeah.
It just kind of, we just see her go from various situation to situation.
It's almost like
James
a superhero.
Bond-
in some
well,
scenes.
to some extent.
Surviving these explosions.
And like James
stuff.
Bond, people have the opportunity to kill her
Yeah.
and don't.
Yeah, I know.
Here, guy, instead of, he shoots Stephen Merchant.
Oh, yeah.
Shoots him through the head, and his son is in the next room.
Yeah.
This man right here.
Oh, yeah.
Shoots him through the head, and yet there she is. So instead of killing her, no, he gives her a shot, and
I
she
know.
goes into a bit of a coma.
Here's the new Mikhail Blomkvist.
Here's the new,
Blomkvist.
right, playing the Sven Quist.
His name is, I don't even know how to say it. I'm not even going to try.
You didn't say it right.
Yo, I said I'm not even going to try to say
Yeah,
it.
well, no, in the film his name is Sven Quist, I believe.
Mikhail, no, it's Mikhail Blomkvist with a B.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
Blomkvist?
Blomkvist.
I guess Sven Quist was the guy who
Blomkvist.
played him. I think he was the guy who died. He was in the John Wick 2 film.
That was, yeah, he's
died.
dead. That was,
Yeah, he died. He was the original
he was great.
actor in the first
I know. Yeah, he was
trilogy.
the first
he
trilogy.
was wonderful.
He was great. It's a shame he died.
I
He
know,
died
I know.
young, too.
Yeah, he was. He was only in his 50s. I
Yeah.
know, 52 or something.
Yeah, I
died
liked
of
him a lot.
liver thing or something.
Yeah.
But this is a kind of a fancy schmancy. I like the film.
No, I liked it. I didn't
I did.
love it, but I liked it. There's
Absolutely.
Lakeview Stanfield, who we just saw a couple
Thought he
weeks
was
ago.
great, yeah.
We just saw him in Sorry to Bother You a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's him?
That's him.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Oh. great.
This is Sylvia Hoeks.
I know, love
who we've
her.
seen a lot lately. She was in Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. She was the real bad.
She's kind of a chameleon. She looks so different here.
She does indeed. Yeah, he's the reporter now.
He's the reporter.
Who is her kind of mentor,
And then
confidant, etc.
the person that runs his magazine, who he has an ongoing affair with in this film, is played by Vicky Krieps,
Right.
who was in Phantom Thread with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, interesting.
But my
Okay.
biggest, I guess, that complaint, but the thing that I didn't care, and this is not really a complaint about the film. It's a complaint about the marketing for the film. They gave away the whole damn movie in the trailer.
Did they?
Yes. In the trailer, they give everything away.
Well, that's what they
Where's
do.
the secrets?
That's why I
You
never
don't
watched
have
those
to give
trailers.
everything away.
Yeah.
But this is a beautiful looking film.
It is.
It's got the visual darkness that the other ones had.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
This was an absurd scene. Like an atom
yeah.
bomb practically goes off.
when you see the wide shot of the building, it
I
almost
know.
incinerates.
And you think, here she
and she
is
survived in a bathtub.
In a bathtub.
Yeah.
That bathtub would have been. She would have been fried.
Eviscerated, yeah.
She would have been a French fry.
Well, there's a stupid thing that happens at the end that without spoilers, but there's a character that, let's just say, we see wandering in the wilderness, who conveniently ends up getting hit by a car. How did that person get that far in that short amount of time, especially given the situation involving that character's fate?
That didn't bother me.
I know, but it was stupid to me.
Okay.
I didn't care for that.
No, I got you though. But wasn't he in the? He was. He's why they veered off the road.
Yes, but how did he get there so quick, especially with an affliction that he had at that moment in time?
Oh,
we don't want to
when
give it
he
away.
fell out of the.
Well, there's something that happened to him before that, you know?
Right.
But regardless, you kind of know what you're going to get with these films.
True.
I'm happy that they made another film.
Yeah.
This is obviously based on another book. The first of the books not written by the original author,
Right. This
Steve
was
Larson, who's dead.
Yeah. Well,
this is
it's
a new
like,
author.
It's like Ian Fleming died after Man with the Golden Gun.
Exactly, yeah.
Actually, You Only Live Twice was the last book he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, now we have Die Another Day.
Yeah,
and, a whole James Bond world has opened up. I thought Claire was good.
Yeah, I think she was good. She was good.
Claire
Good.
has an inner momentum that is so amazing to me, and great actors have that.
Mm-hmm.
She has it. There's always a frenetic pace within her going on in every film we see her in. I haven't watched The Crown, but
I'd like to watch The Crown.
She's very controlled, obviously. We just saw her recently in First Man.
First Man, excellent.
And I
hope she gets a nomination for that.
I hope so too.
I think she will.
I think she might, just unless there's other supporting actresses out there that can compete with that performance. But she has a momentum about her that I find attractive. I like that momentum.
I like her very much as an actor.
I do too.
Yeah.
I really liked
She's a
her
good
in
presence.
Unsane.
Yeah, she was good at that.
Movie
we reviewed that. That was in May, I believe.
that
That
was
came out
a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was a good 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But I do like her. Unfortunately, I did miss the sensuality. I missed the quiet scenes. There were no
I know
quiet
what you're
scenes
saying,
in this.
yeah.
This movie just had a relentlessness to us, like almost a James Bond pacing. But even a James Bond film has, he stops to bang Monica Bellucci or some new Bond girl. I mean, there's always a kind of a moment of sensuousness and
know.
just
that was totally absent in this
lovemaking.
film.
And that's a shame because that's very much a part of who she is.
I know.
And she's
there's a scene where
lesbian
we see a scene where she
at the beginning.
Yeah, okay, there's a girl in her bed, so we know that she had, a rendezvous
Coitus.
the night before.
We know that there was some
but we're not
sexuality.
getting
but-
any visuals
Yeah,
of that.
I mean, and not that that's so important, but it's so much a part of the
But
character.
it's just part of the character. I know what you're saying.
And when we're missing it seemed this movie just had a relentlessness.
You know
to
what?
it.
It felt tame. It felt like a tamed version of a Dragon Tattoo because the other ones were pretty, very violent. The sensuality
They were.
was fairly graphic at times.
And they also
this
built
one pulled
up-
back. I felt.
I
a little
agree
bit.
to some extent,
Yeah.
and there wasn't the revenge factor like we had on the other
Yeah,
films.
not particularly.
I like that. Where
Yeah.
we set it up where there's a really bad guy.
I know.
And we didn't have that in this.
Not really.
Everybody was kind of this film was to me like watching John Oliver. John Oliver has such a relentless pace that he puts me to sleep.
Oh.
There's every time I watch that show.
Yeah.
I'm
Last week
just
tonight on HBO.
Exactly. I just kind of his delivery is so high strung. very much like I'm talking right now. He's so high strung, he's so wired that, you know, there's no break, there's no lull to give you, okay, now you can, you know, he will do a, you know, and now this.
Yeah,
he'll break away,
yeah.
and you break away just to another, you know, filmed video.
Usually it's a quick
bit,
thing,
a quick bit, and then we come right back. But there's just a pacing there. I found this whole film to be so high-paced. There was no kind of a rest period for you, so it kind of didn't. It just didn't work. You got to have a lull. Then you bring us up to a high. You bring us down to a low, like a good song, like Bohemian Rhapsody. We have highs, we have lows, literally, but you know, we also have just moments of simplicity, moments of calm. And then we go up again.
I know what
this
you're saying.
film is just a relentless.
It's
like
pace,
it just never stops.
I know it doesn't. But I mean, I would still recommend it. I wouldn't say you got to run out to see it in the theater.
No, I wouldn't even
You can comfortably see it at home.
Wait till it comes on. You know, it is a James Bondian kind of a film without the cool factor of watching Daniel Craig or whatever.
I hope they make another one, but I hope they kind of go back to the roots.
Yeah, I hope so too.
But we'll see. I mean, let's hope she stays. I would not want to see a fourth actress now come in.
Oh,
you know, because I think she's capable.
Well, it depends how this film does at the box office.
Yeah,
That's going to be a big deciding factor. I don't think it did very well this past weekend. I think it was a minimalistic. Our big film this past weekend was what was it? It was
I even forget. Overlord opened.
No. It was a biggie, and it made 60 mil this past. It was a kid film. Was it an animated? film?
Was it the Nutcracker? No, that wasn't animated. No, that bombed actually. I think.
Yeah, it did bomb.
Yeah.
No, this was a big.
Anyway, why don't we move on while we're thinking?
We can move on.
I recommend it. I didn't love it, but I recommend it. I liked it enough to say check it out on video.
No, it was okay.
Yeah.
It had. I didn't even think the plot was all that great. There was nothing too exciting.
I kind of felt this character's storyline was just kind of meh. I feel like he was just kind of thrown in there.
I
don't even remember if we got any resolution with him. I don't even remember, to be honest.
Maybe the key to the film was that this is okay. I guess we can't give that away, but
even though they give things away in the trailer.
At the beginning of the film, we do see a little bit of the early days,
flashbacks.
When she and her sister are together, and with that, and we kind of get an understanding of where her character has come from, and mom doesn't exist anymore, so there's a scattered family, internal combustion going on. I didn't think her tattoo looked as good.
No, it was much more intense in the original.
This looked like somebody just painted it on and stenciled it. I did like some of the motorcycle
scenes. Some of those scenes were really well done.
Really well done. Yeah. There's one great scene where she escapes
on the ice.
Lake.
Yeah, that was cool. Frozen ice.
That was that. I just sat here and went, whoa.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Cool. All right, let's move on because we got stuff to do.
Yeah, it's a 2.5, 3-star film.
Yeah, I'd say
I don't know if I can recommend it.
3 at most.
Let's move on to
now. We're going to go to a film that is just an incredible documentary.
It really
called 3 Identical Strangers.
Absolutely.
The gist of it is basically in the late 70s, these 3 identical twins, 3 guys find out, oh my goodness, I have a twin brother. These 2 guys find out they have twins. Then this guy finds out about it in the media. Hey, these guys look like me.
Yeah.
They find out that they are triplets, separated at birth. They all came from the same orphanage. And from there, a mystery starts to unfold.
Correct.
Secrets are revealed. Motivations behind the separation are revealed. We're not going to get into too much about that. Fascinating documentary.
Absolutely brilliant piece of work.
It's incredible.
I tell you,
I didn't see some of these things coming at all.
You go on this roller coaster ride.
And this is a true story. It's
absolutely
amazing.
It's first...
Here are the 2 guys today.
Correct.
2 of the 3.
Obviously, we have lost one of the guys.
We have.
He has expired.
Yes.
But they're all in the film. Believe it or not, the first Madonna movie.
They're in. Is it Desperately Seeking Susan?
Correct.
I have a screen cap of that coming up.
Oh, do you?
Right here.
There it is. There's Madonna.
Yeah, the 3 of them.
And there the 3 of them are. it starts out with a dramatic depiction
Yeah.
of one guy goes to a college.
Yeah.
It just so happens that his brother went to the same college. Everybody thinks it's him.
Hey, welcome back.
He says, "Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me call him up."
Eddie, let's call Eddie.
They call Eddie up and they go, "Hey, we're going to come visit you. You got to see this guy."
This is real quick as a journalist that is key to the mystery in this
He
film.
is indeed.
Yeah.
But I guess we can't really go too much into the
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away.
which is really a shame because I don't know how many people are actually going to see this, but
Just
there's
trust us. Watch it. It's on Amazon.
Such an
You can watch
injustice
it.
done. Such an injustice
Yeah.
done. I almost think we should just talk about it. I really do. I don't think it disperses any of the mystery of the film. I think it's still worth watching just to get to know these guys and stuff, just to see who they are. They come together. They're a media
Media frenzy.
superstar.
Oh, while we're on that topic, I wanted to ask you, given that you were old enough when this happened in the late 70s, early 80s.
I don't remember any
You don't
of it.
remember any of this happening?
I don't remember
I
any
wanted
of
to
it.
ask my father if he remembered it, because it was a national, worldwide story.
I know.
I was
but,
only like 3 years old. Obviously, I don't remember
You
it.
know, they were on like the Mike Douglas show.
Every show.
They were on a lot of shows.
Donahue,
and so forth.
everything.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff. They were constantly on shows. But
They opened up a restaurant
in the
together.
70s. I was living in Illinois, and I was not focusing on television whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I had no idea who these guys were. They did open a restaurant in New York City
Called
together.
Triplets.
Triplets, exactly, and it was very popular. They
Yeah.
made a lot of money.
They did, yeah.
But the end result, the end story of these three men is so sad.
It is.
And so heartbreaking how purposely they were separated.
Yeah.
This particular home that this adoption center that they came from is the evildoers in this whole story.
I agree.
And it has traces of Nazism, of a Nazi doctor, Austrian influence going on here. These are the guys who originated this thought.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, these three kids were a test.
Yeah.
They were a test by this orphanage to literally run studies on each person. And they showed the guy, they sent him to each home.
Yeah.
And he
And
said,
they're studying them over the
I
youth.
so wanted to tell them, you got a guy who looks just like you, living less than 100 miles away.
Yeah.
And he'd go visit that person, an hour and a half later, he'd be at their home, and then he'd interview
Yeah.
them and see how their life was going. And the fathers of these boys, who became the adopted fathers, etc.,
Yeah.
they're all involved, and we see some of them today, and how this whole thing has just come into this very bizarre...
Well, although we're good. The fathers aren't involved in any evil way. They're involved
No, they're involved in, let's get to the bottom
Yeah,
of
well,
this
they were all
mystery.
pissed. All the parents
Exactly.
together went and confronted
Right.
the orphanage. And that's where the mystery starts, because they walk in on something
Precisely.
that says, wait a second, this doesn't feel right.
I know. I know.
What's fascinating, too, is that this is... this doctor, this psychologist who was in charge of this whole thing, in his brain, he's convinced himself that he's doing it for the well-being of science, to help kids in the long run. A lot of people that do bad things convince themselves that their motivations are pure.
Correct.
And
Well, certainly,
look at the psychological impact. Look what you're doing to these people. You got to focus on that.
But then again, you're going into Hitler's world now. You're going into Nazi doctors who
I
did
know.
horrifying things.
I know.
And to separate three young boys.
And there was
at
other
birth,
people that were mentioned that were separated.
There was a
couple
two girls.
others, yeah.
There were two girls that were twins.
Yeah.
They were separated.
And there were a
also.
few more that they speculated. That
Yeah.
There could have been many more.
Exactly.
The guy couldn't pinpoint it.
Just separated, and of course, a lot of the fathers had said, "I would have taken all three.
I would have taken them all.
boys. I
Yeah.
would have taken all three boys. They
Yeah.
could have lived together, grown up, and of course, I loved it when they're interviewed. What kind of cigarettes do you smoke? We all smoke Marlboro. What kind of women do you like? Yeah, we all like the same women. We all like the same
It was
music.
really cool to see.
It was really cool. It's a wonderful little piece of work.
It's
it
one
will
of the
blow your
yeah.
mind, and it will stay in your head for days and days and days.
I think for
thinking
me,
about
it's
it.
the best documentary I've seen since Searching for Sugar Man, and
There you go.
that was awesome. Too.
That was an awesome film. I
That
agree.
because that's oh my god, I can't believe this is a true story.
I know.
This is also can't believe it really happened.
I know it, but this is
It's
just
on a totally
sickening.
different level.
This is sickening.
It is sickening.
It's heartbreaking. It's just got all the elements. I mean, it's just. I'm grateful that they finally did at a young age. They do find each other just
Right, pretty
inadvertently.
quick. Yeah.
Well, college age though.
Yeah, no, but
Figure-
what I mean is, once the one discovers the one, the third right away. You know, because
They're
of the
all born
media
on
coverage.
December 5th,
Whatever date, whatever,
1971,
Something
or
like
the
that,
same
yeah.
day, and you know, it's just amazing. At first, when I'm watching, I thought, okay, we're gonna find out that one is just a identical guy, but it's not really part of the three. But no, they really are. They really are triplets. It's so incredible.
The whole
It's
concept
an incredible
of
story.
identical twins is always fascinating. Like, wow, you like exactly
But
a
triplets.
carbon copy, and
But
then you get the
triplets.
triplets.
True.
Like my mother was an identical twin. Her and my
Was
aunt,
she? No?
identical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did
So
they look exactly alike?
when they were younger, they deliberately kept their looks similar. They had the hair,
Because
the cut.
identical doesn't mean you look alike. It just means that in the womb you are. There's a specific.
Well, no,
reason.
either-
We
there's-
have fraternal and we have identical.
Identical. No, identical means you're identical. Now you look exactly alike.
Well,
fraternal are the ones
in
that don't look
womb, I
alike.
think. I'm not sure how that actually plays out.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure that's how it is.
Is it?
Yeah, but over time, my mother and my aunt started adopting different looks.
Okay.
My aunt went
Well,
with short hair.
sure.
My mother had kept her hair long, and they
These
dressed
three
differently.
guys dressing the same.
But so there were a few years when my aunt and my mother were young, they deliberately dressed alike and looked alike to trick
Yeah.
people and have
Okay.
fun with it. That's got to be a blast.
Well, look at these three guys.
They probably swapped girlfriends.
Well, they even said that, you know, the girls couldn't even tell them apart.
Yeah.
You know, like Eddie's girlfriend couldn't tell, you know, the only way I really know. It's just
well,
an
see, what we
amazing-
need to know, do they all have the same measurements, if you know what I mean?
Oh, you mean...
That's one way for the girls to know.
They never
Yeah.
engorged.
Wait a
reason.
second. You know?
But here
But-
they are, and even at this age, I
He
mean,
almost looks like what's his name from Studio 54.
I said that.
Yeah,
I
right?
said that to my. I said that to
To the TV when you saw it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I did.
But
I-
this is
I
a
realized that immediately.
must
It's really
see.
an amazing piece of
You
work.
gotta see it.
I
It's
cannot
incredible.
recommend it enough.
I mean, it's better than even some regular movies.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just
It's
astounding.
so bizarre. I mean, I remember when it came out originally, and
It came out over the spring.
It came out. It was playing
Theaters.
at a lot of theaters. And MoviePass kept pushing it. Every time I looked at my MoviePass app, it said, "Have you seen Three Identical Strangers?" Oh,
yeah.
go see Three Identical Strangers. And I just thought, Friends in my life were telling me, you got to
Go
see
see it,
this
yeah.
film. It's disturbing. It's this. And some people were upset by it and didn't believe it or buy
Yeah.
it. But it's true. I mean, the proof is on the screen. The proof is
Yeah.
amidst these men growing up and realizing what was done to them and trying to get to the root of it, even though it doesn't even matter anymore.
I know.
They still want to get to the root.
I don't blame
of
them.
Who was their actual mom?
Yeah.
Who was, you know, why did she give them up?
Yeah.
And they find out to some extent whatever they can find out. But it's such a mind.
It does
blower.
get in your head, yeah.
It's a mind blower of a movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's so it is.
Can't recommend it highly
It's a
enough.
succubus. It just
Yeah.
grabs your brain and you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
And forever these three guys are just tattooed on my skull now.
I agree.
It's just amazing. I will. I don't know if I'll watch it again. I don't know if I need to watch it again.
Unless you show it to
Unless
somebody,
I show it to
like
somebody.
Eric or somebody.
Correct. But it's just unique.
Check it out.
No,
It's on
gosh.
Amazon. Again, it's on
so
Amazon.
upsetting, disturbing, everything.
Definitely
Let us
check it out.
move
Let's
on.
move on. Right now, we're going to jump to Mile 22.
Okay.
This is the new Mark Wahlberg film. It's on. You can watch it. It's on Amazon.
Correct.
It was in theaters I think
Briefly,
towards the end of the summer.
3 weeks or so.
It came and went.
It did.
Yeah, honestly, it's another special ops, elite force sent in to do these things, these
Yeah.
covert missions. In this film, they're in some country. I forget where they are.
Ronda Rousey, right
Ronda
here.
Rousey,
Right
she's
there.
part of the team.
She is.
And they're trying. The whole crux of the film
Has
is
a brutal death. If I may say.
Well, spoiler alert.
little spoiler there.
The crux of the film. She's one of the agents too.
Love this girl.
Yeah, she's great.
Very.
Lauren Cohen, I think is her name.
Yeah,
yeah.
she's-
She used to be on Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Correct.
The crux.
I'll tell you, I like this film.
I liked it. It was.
I did. I thought it was okay.
Standard, but I enjoyed it.
Standard bullshit.
You know what? Considering I didn't want to see it in the theater, I'm just like,
Really?
oh, I've been there, done that. I enjoyed it. I honestly thought this guy's great.
Of course, he's from
He's-
Night Comes for Us.
Yes. He's in the raid. He wasn't in the Night Comes for
Oh,
Us.
yes, he is.
Because I looked it up. I didn't see his
you are
credits
so
on
wrong,
there.
my son.
I don't remember
That's
seeing
him.
that under his name.
Oh, no. Night Comes for Us. That's
I know,
him.
I'll look it up now.
Same guy with the big ears.
Yeah,
and he fights the other guy
See,
at
I
the
didn't
end.
see. I must have
No,
missed
no,
that on
that's
his
him.
resume.
That's
because I
him.
know he was in the raid.
No. Yeah, that's him.
But I thought Mark was really good in this.
I thought Mark
his
was
character
great.
was relentless,
He's kind of
spitfire.
a-
He's in everybody's face.
He's
the
an
whole
asshole.
movie.
He's an asshole. He's great.
Yeah. There's not much you're gonna see in this film that you haven't seen before, but it's not bad.
No,
better than I thought.
I thought it was a good little action flick.
Oh, I will say Malkovich's hairpiece distracting
Oh yeah.
in his movie.
Yeah, well, I don't know. John Malkovich can sometimes be distracting in his
Yeah.
own right, but
All right, you're right.
he's
Night Comes for Us. I
Not
stand
only is
corrected.
he in Night
He was
Comes
in
for Us,
that.
he's also
Yeah.
in a new movie with Bruce Willis called, I believe it's called Air Shot. Or,
Okay.
the new, or Air Strike.
Something
it's
like
called.
that.
Yeah, there's Bruce. John Malkovich
yeah.
looking like John Gotti.
I know.
That bad Al Pacino Godfather 3 look.
Yeah. The best parts of this were some of those fight scenes with the Asian guy.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
name
yeah.
is Iko Uwais.
Yes,
He's
wonderful
really good.
stuff. No, he's great. We did review Night Comes for Us
Last-
a few weeks ago.
Great
Just
film.
an
Check that out.
amazing,
That's on
violent,
Netflix.
horrifying
Yeah.
piece of work.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey here, of course. I like this film. I really did. I liked it.
I liked it a lot more than I thought I was.
If I had seen it in the theater, I don't know if I would have. I probably would have been
Yeah.
pissed that I.
But I watched it on
you go to a
Amazon,
theater, you're
it's fine.
spending time, you're doing, but to just sit and watch it at home.
I had it
was,
on while I had my earphones on. I was doing dishes.
Did you?
I love, honestly, I love doing dishes because I always watch movies and stuff while I do it.
Really?
Really great.
Where do you put the screen that it doesn't get wet and all full of
Oh, I have it. I watch it right here. I have it on a thing that I put it on. It's totally
a
fine.
thing that you put it on?
Yeah. Well, if I'm watching it on a laptop, I place it on top of this.
Oh, like a shelf above the
Kind
sink?
of, yeah. Or if I'm
Interesting.
watching it on a tablet, I hang the tablet in a clear, heavy-duty Ziploc bag.
Oh,
Right there's
well,
my
that's what
screen.
I'm saying.
And I have wireless earphones that are great.
and you can see through the Ziploc
Yeah,
good
yeah,
enough?
it's perfect.
Perfect clear.
I've been doing it
All
for
right.
years.
Great.
So
great.
you can
You
watch
must
a
have
lot
a
worse
lot
than
of
this.
dishes.
Well, we don't have a dishwasher, so I got to do everything by hand.
Well, still, how many dishes? There's 3 plates and...
No, well, those
6
utensils,
pieces of
things you
silverware.
cook the food. Believe me, it adds up.
I guess
It's
it
a
does.
lot.
Well, okay.
There's a
Well,
lot.
you're
Cups
let's
and
face
there's a skillet, all this shit.
As we all know in married life, washing the dishes is foreplay.
It is.
So,
I
that's
actually really enjoy it.
how you get yourself...
I have no problem
you
doing
know,
dishes.
You get
One thing
a little,
I hate,
You do those dishes.
I hate raking leaves. I hate that.
Well, I hate that too.
Sucks.
I hate that too.
But anyway, we digress.
We digress. Let's move
It's
on.
worth checking
I
out.
thought it was a good little 3-star flick.
3-star best.
I like Mark a lot.
He was
in this.
good in this.
I thought he was as good in this as he was in the Martin Scorsese film, The Boston.
Oh, The Departed.
He was nominated.
He was.
for an Oscar.
I
for
thought
that
about
film.
that while I was watching
I
this.
thought
Yeah.
he was that good in this.
He was good in this.
He's relentless. He just has that assholic edge
Total.
to him. I like the film.
Yeah.
I really
I
liked
liked it a lot more than I thought I was
I
going
did too.
to. Yeah.
I did too.
Cool,
You know,
well-
I had a good feeling about it going in. I knew that I didn't want to see it in the theater because
Me
you
neither.
know exactly what it
Exactly,
is.
yeah.
But you know,
And it's a quick movie, too.
It's a quick movie. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
All right, we're going to move on. We don't need to say any more. Check it out. It's on Amazon, like I said. All right. Christopher Robin
Christopher Robin.
stars the wonderful, as always, Ewan
Beautiful,
McGregor.
wonderful Ewan McGregor. He's so calm.
Yeah.
He's
So
like
calm, yeah.
There's a Zen Buddhism
Yeah.
about Ewan. There's just something about him. He's such a relaxed. He's
He
such
is.
a very. He's from the inside out. Ewan is a force to be just to Tai Chi your brain to. The lovely Gemma. What's her name?
No, it's not Gemma Atherton. No, this is Haley Atwell.
Oh, Haley Atwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar,
Yeah.
though.
She's in Shield. A lot of that stuff. Yeah, she was in the first
yes.
Captain America film.
Yes, she was the love interest, correct.
She was when he's back in time,
Correct.
and
Yes,
he's back in the
you're right.
40s and so forth.
I gotta say, so just so you know, this movie is basically the character Christopher Robin is grown up,
Right.
and he's kind of forgotten about his childhood, the joy in life. Winnie the Pooh comes to him to remind him of his
Yeah.
where's the fun in life.
Yeah.
And it's a charming little movie.
I
It's
like
a
this
kids
film.
movie. It's a
You
nice
know,
little movie.
I gotta say that
Great animation.
Winnie the Pooh is actually a lobotomized Ted.
Kind of.
If you remember
Pretty
Ted,
much, yeah.
He's lobotomized though.
Yeah.
You know, there's and we constantly.
Eeyore, voiced by Brad Garrett.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I really liked Eeyore.
Yeah, he's fun.
I mean, Eeyore's fun. Of course, you're kind of expecting that only Ewan can see these
But that's not the case.
creatures,
Other
but that's not the
characters
case.
see them.
Everybody else, wherever they go,
which I like.
they are.
I like that
too.
I hate when
do
it's
too.
just in the character's head.
Exactly.
It's annoying.
No, I want everyone to see them, but he's always talking to Pooh here. And,
It's a great line. He goes, "Hey, you don't take away a man's teddy bear," or something like that. It was
Right.
a funny
Oh,
line.
when the little kid takes it.
Yeah, that was fun.
But I like this film.
a fun
where
little movie.
It's a beautiful looking
It is.
film out in the forest.
Yeah.
He has to crawl through a tree stump to get to the past.
The 100-acre wood.
There's his wife, his lovely
daughter.
wife, and his daughter here, and he's living as Christopher Robin.
And I gotta
gets a
say, Ewan
job.
is aging very well.
Ewan looks spectacular.
Yeah.
You can go back to
Trainspotting.
Trainspotting. We just saw the two films back
We
to
did,
back.
yeah.
I watched the new
For the first one, right?
Yeah, and then I went back and watched the first one, which I hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And the man is just, and he's just a great actor.
I love him.
I love him. Everything.
Very
he's in.
versatile. He's done
I
everything.
Loved him in the Star Wars Phantom
Yeah,
Menace.
I agree.
I thought he was.
And he
great
may
in
be
that.
doing a standalone Obi-Wan movie. We've been hearing maybe.
Correct.
That would be
Correct.
awesome.
That would
please.
be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I wasn't happy with the fluffy little creatures here.
You didn't like the animation?
I
thought it was pretty good.
I didn't, they were just stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Is what they are. I would have preferred if they were. I
More
never
animals?
Thought of, well, I never thought of Winnie the Pooh as a stuffed bear. I always thought of him as a little baby bear.
But I think if we remember in that Christopher Robin movie with Domhnall Gleeson, where he played the author, I
Right.
forget his name, E.L. whatever, he was basing the characters on stuffed animals, I believe,
Well, that
in
is
the
true.
bedroom of his son.
Well, okay.
So that's kind of why I think
but
that they did it this way.
Well, I guess so. I mean, the actual bear, the actual Winnie the Pooh bear, is in the New York Public Library right
Yeah.
now. You can actually go see it there. But, there's a lot of scenes where Ewan is sitting, staring at the sunset, and Pooh just
Yeah, I
leans
know.
on his shoulder. And it's so sweet and touching, even though it's a contrived piece
I
of
know.
manipulation.
Yeah.
You still get sucked and you still fall for it.
Yeah.
Little tear does appear in your little eye. And
It's a very fun, nostalgic
it really
film.
is a cute little film.
It's a cute little film.
It's a great movie for kids.
Yes.
It's got that whole essence. It's got that, the grown-ups are all in their
Yeah.
horrible world of all the grown-ups are kind of bad except for his wife
Yeah.
and daughter. Well, she's not a grown-up, but where he works, he's working in we've got the work
A boring
place,
job,
and he's got
work
the
pressure.
evil boss who is trying to get him to bring a specific job and write the job up, and because he
Yeah.
doesn't want to do the work, so poor Ewan gets stuck doing all
Work
this work,
weekends
etc. And of course, he leaves his briefcase back at the 100-acre wood, and all the little animals and his daughter come into the big city to bring it to him.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's the crux of the film. It's not a great plot,
But it's easy
but
and fun.
it's still fun.
Yeah.
There's a mischief about this
Yeah.
movie. It's a cuteness, and for the adult and for the child and all of us.
For a movie that's something that kids and adults both can enjoy,
Absolutely.
it's one of the better ones. So,
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
No, it's a fun
Recommend it.
little-
Again, it's also on Amazon.
There you go.
We'll move on.
Cool.
There's no need to linger. Now we're going to do Papillon,
Papillon.
the remake of the 1973 film, I
Correct.
believe.
Steve McQueen. And
Based on a
Dustin
true
Hoffman.
story of a
Yes.
real guy
Real guy.
who was named Papillon, which
Yep.
really means butterfly in French.
He died the very year after the original film was made. He died
So he
in
died in
like
74?
I think he died in 73.
Okay.
I
All right,
think,
so right after. It's Charlie
yeah.
Hunnam.
Charlie
Rami
Hunnam.
Malek from, we just discussed, Bohemian Rhapsody's in this as well.
Well, of course, and Charlie, of course, from Sons of Anarchy.
Exactly.
Here's Rami Malek.
Playing a
out
good
of-
character again.
Out of his Freddie Mercury garb
Yeah.
here. And this just shows that Rami is getting a lot of work.
He is.
This was done probably prior to Bohemian,
Definitely.
I think.
Yeah, because this is released 2017. This is 2017 film, but it's only making the rounds. It didn't. I don't think it got released in
Correct.
2017 in the
No,
theaters.
it did not.
But now it's on Amazon. It got a very limited release in
It
theaters.
did get really. It was
Yeah.
in theaters for about a month, actually.
little bit, yeah.
About 4 weeks. I think it's kind of a little too low key. It's a 2 hour and
Yeah.
10-minute film.
This guy was good.
Yeah, he was good.
I was trying to think where I saw him before. He was the villain in Dwayne Johnson's Skyscraper.
Oh, was he?
He was one of the
Oh,
mercenaries.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I thought this was pretty good. I felt it was a hair long, but I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
It was very slow.
Very slow. The original was very slow for me.
Well, it was.
I didn't
slow,
love the original.
and it's about the same length almost.
Yeah.
It's a longer film. It might even be longer than this.
It might be,
I
yeah.
thought maybe it was good. He's the Dustin Hoffman. He's
Yep.
the brains of the two guys.
Yeah.
I thought Charlie was very uncharismatic in this, almost to an extent where he was non-existent to me. I didn't feel any real character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I believe that the real Papillon was a very charismatic human being.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel any of that from Charlie Hunnam. I just felt that he was on the screen. I just didn't feel anything. And I felt the same when he just did another film where he and his son are lost in a jungle. Came out about a year and a half ago. I reviewed that film. I don't believe you saw it.
I know what you're talking about. Was that the Lost City of Z?
Correct.
Yeah.
And Charlie and his son, it's based on a true
Yeah,
story of an
true
early
story.
1900s explorer, and apparently they are eaten by cannibals, is what
great.
happened. They go into the rainforest of the Amazon, and they just suddenly disappear, so the director, writer assumed that cannibals got them, and so forth. But still, and I didn't really feel sorry for him when he's on this island. They bring them to this Devil's Island.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad for them. They're not really in prison anymore. They can walk outside. It's really not a bad place.
Here's some shots
here's
of
the
real
guy.
people.
Let's see if we can see the real.
See, I don't know if this is actually them or just real prisoners. I don't know if I'm not
bet
sure.
the real guy was in there.
Maybe Papillon was in the middle there.
It could be, but it's hard to tell.
Henry Scherer, what was his name? It was
correct.
I have it
Henry.
here.
That's it, I believe.
Written by Henry, Scherer.
There you go.
Yeah, but I
Put
mean,
it down here.
no, you have it here, Scherer. I mean, this is a decent film.
Greatest escape adventure ever told? I don't think
You
so.
can't go that far, and I don't think
No.
I'd ever watch this again.
Maybe Alcatraz was
Alcatraz was,
better.
I think, more
Escape from
memorable.
Alcatraz.
That was
Yeah.
great with Clint Eastwood. I
That
love
was a great
film.
little film.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was.
that too. This movie was a little too low key for
Yeah,
me.
it wasn't-
I can't really recommend it.
No, it was colorful, well done.
It was,
But it
well
left me with
acted,
nothing,
but-
really,
Yeah,
you know? It
really.
was just okay.
There's nothing there to go, nothing to see, nothing to take with you when you go, and that's the whole.
Just
point.
watch Shawshank Redemption again. I mean,
There you go.
There's the ultimate prison film.
Great little prison flick right there. I haven't seen Shawshank in years.
You
and
should
years.
watch it again.
I really
It's
need
so
to see
good.
it again.
Every time it's on, I get sucked in.
I know. Well, I always remember that scene when poor Tim Robbins is on the roof, and a guy wants Tim to orally pleasure him, and Tim tells him that
If you stick that in my ear, I'm going to bite down real hard.
I'm gonna bite down.
Yeah, that was
hard
in the
and
projection booth at the movie theater. The
So-
sisters got to him.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah,
Okay.
and he says, "I'm going to stick this screwdriver in your ear." He goes, "Well, if you do that, it's going to cause my jaw to bite down real hard. So
Yeah.
anything that's in there in my mouth is going to get bitten off."
Exactly.
And then they just beat the hell out of him.
Right.
It's a great film.
It is a great film. Stephen King.
This has
story,
some good
obviously.
character actors in it. The guy that plays the warden is very good.
Yeah.
He was good. He was in. His name is Jurek van Wageningen, however you
Right.
say it. He was in the
He was
David
good.
Fincher Dragon Tattoo.
Was he?
He played the
bad guy?
psychologist that was abusing her,
Oh, okay.
and she gets him real good.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
good. Yeah, yeah.
But we're gonna move on. You can check
Yeah,
out
we
that
didn't
Beyond.
talk about that real quick. I just want to mention, if you have not seen, don't even see the films of Dragon Tattoo. Go to Netflix. They have the extended version.
of these first three films.
You've got
yeah.
every film is like an extra 45 minutes long.
great.
You have a 9-hour miniseries.
It came after the films.
And it's
yeah.
called Season 1 on Netflix.
Yeah,
But
Millennium.
It's a three.
I gotta watch. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, they're fantastic.
I know. I got to see that.
Amazing.
Because that was a TV show that they did
It
after
was.
the three movies.
Correct. Well,
Which-
they compiled it. It was originally a TV show.
Yeah.
Then they made the
Made it
film
into like
out
a
of
series, a
it.
miniseries,
And then they just released it all. Netflix
Yeah.
has it all.
I can't wait to watch
hours
that,
of
yeah.
footage. Fantastic. Numi Rapace, just mind blowing.
They're great. You can't beat the
Wonderful.
original. They're in Swedish.
You really
It doesn't matter. They're great.
spectacular.
All right. Last film of the night. We're gonna do Galveston.
There you go.
Is a film with Ben Foster and Elle Fanning.
There you go.
It's directed by Melanie Laurent, as we mentioned
Beautiful
before.
Melanie Laurent. She's
You
just
saw her in
beautiful,
Glorious
beautiful
Bastards,
girl. I have
Beginners. You'll see her in a
personal.
second.
I have a personal.
There she is.
Look at this woman. She's a knockout. She's a great actress. Also,
She's very good.
We saw her in *Inglourious Basterds*. She
Yeah.
was has a great moment where she
Yeah.
escapes from the Nazis, etc. That she's with is it Brad Pitt in the when they decide to. Did you hear about Ennio Morricone and that whole thing where he badmouthed Quentin Tarantino?
No, I didn't hear that at all.
Oh, this is a huge debacle, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Apparently, and now Ennio Morricone said to a German Playboy interview that he couldn't stand working with Quentin Tarantino, that he was a jerk on set, that he never knew when to cut a scene, that he's a lousy filmmaker, the whole bit. Just
Wow.
said all these really horrible
I gotta
things
look that
about
up.
it. Yeah. Now Ennio comes out and says, "I never said that stuff. I never said that stuff ever. That's all nonsense. That's bullshit." So now, Playboy came back again, the German Playboy, they came and said, no, we stand by our interview. Okay, but then today, they came out and said, well, we have to retract a few things. But apparently, there was some embellishment by the author.
It
And
must
poor
have been.
Ennio Morricone, who's like 95
Yeah,
years
he doesn't
old.
need this.
92.
Yeah.
How does he need to be, you know,
know, I agree.
set up to be, and he and Quentin's a
No.
good guy.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I mean, I don't know if
Sucks.
Quentin's a good guy, but I assume he is.
I'd like to think he is.
I like to think he is too.
I mean,
and-
is Quentin a little bit full of himself? Okay. But you know what, though?
Correct.
He's fucking earned it a little bit.
I think
he's
he is too.
great.
I think he's a great filmmaker.
He's my
love his
favorite.
films. I
I love
his
Martin
films.
Scorsese. I love Steven Spielberg. But if I could pick one person that
Yeah.
I'd love to work with,
There you go.
Quentin Tarantino.
I love the
him.
fact that he pulls older actors
I love
out
that.
of the blue.
I know, it's great.
He'll work with Michael Madsen. He'll just pull these
I know.
people out of the blue.
I
and
know.
you know, got Kurt Russell and Jennifer Jason Leigh gave her an
I
Oscar
know.
performance.
There was an
in
actor
Hateful
recently. I
Eight.
was telling my friends that I would love it if Quentin pulled him out and brought him back up to the big time again.
Yeah, well, I think we mentioned.
Yeah,
it.
well, I maybe said it on the show
Yeah,
here.
I think you did.
I don't remember who
I
it
don't
is, but
remember
it'll
who it
come
was.
back to me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to Galveston, real quick before we run
Yeah.
out of time.
I mean, he gave us John Travolta.
He did. I mean, yeah.
Travolta
owes him everything. Yeah.
Gave him a whole new career.
agree.
Absolutely.
But Galveston
Let's
is a
talk about this
very
film.
kind of a bleak movie. It's about a guy
Yeah.
who's a hitman whose boss, played by Bo Bridges, basically sets him up.
Right.
And then the whole rest of the film, he inadvertently saves this girl who was at the setup, who's a prostitute,
Right.
young girl.
She's about to be killed, basically.
About to be killed. He rescues her.
Does.
And they're on the run. They go back to his hometown of Galveston, Texas, and he wants to kind of plot his revenge in a way. And along the way, he saves her and her little sister.
But first and foremost, we find out at the beginning of the film.
Oh,
he
yes.
walks out of a doctor's office. He's very, very ill.
They
he has
think
some
lung
kind
cancer
of
or
a lung
something.
cancer or emphysema
Yeah.
or some kind of a horrible thing going on.
Yeah.
I happen to love this film. I thought
Yeah,
it was great.
I thought it was very good.
I was very and I was drawn in by it. I thought Elle Fanning is just turning into
She's
one
incredible.
of the finest actresses
She's so good.
around.
And she's what, 22? Whatever.
you know,
She's young.
she's already done like 50 films.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
She doesn't stop.
I think she's her sister Dakota is not nearly as feminine. She's a very girly girl, little Elle
Yeah.
Fanning, and I love her vulnerability.
Yes.
Where Dakota is not so vulnerable. Dakota has.
She's got a tougher exterior.
I just watched her recently in a film called Push. That she
I
did
remember
with
that
Chris
film.
Chris
She had
Evans.
superpowers.
Right,
Yeah.
as does he, and he has this ability to.
I like
kind
that
of-
film.
Yeah, it's not a bad little film. I got the 4K
Yeah.
version. It was real inexpensive, but she's kind of a prostitute kind of person.
Yeah.
He's a miserable guy.
He is.
He's in love with another woman that he visits at a
Before,
later time.
we find out he was in jail.
But he's very sickly.
There's
Here's
Bo
Bo
Bridges. Not a great picture, though.
Rather pixelated there.
Yeah, I
on
couldn't
Bo.
find. Believe it, that's the best shot I could fucking find.
Oh,
The
there you
internet
go.
was
It's
barren.
the best shot he could fucking find, folks.
The internet was barren of Bo Bridges shots
There you
from
go.
Galveston.
Gotta hand it to Ben, though.
I love Ben Foster.
You know, Ben Foster.
Capable.
He's growing on me.
He's good.
I've never loved him that much. He was, of course, in The Last Survivor. That film
Lone
with Mark
Survivor.
Wahlberg, Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg.
And Hell or High Water.
That was one of the most brutal deaths that he suffered. He gets shot at a tree.
Terrible. I remember that
leaning
scene.
up against a tree, and the way he gets shot, it just looks
so real.
That movie that's 2.5 years ago,
at least.
almost.
Yeah.
But watching him get killed in that film just looks.
It was so
real.
brutal. That was a good movie.
Oh my God! I just watched. What did I just watch? Oh, I'm watching Outlaw King right now.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. I'm gonna watch that too.
There is
we'll
a
talk about next week.
scene in that film that is horrifying.
Can't wait. Yeah.
We will talk about that next
Chris
week.
Pine.
It's a new Chris Pine film on Netflix.
But yeah, Ben Foster's great.
I think Ben is
Pandorum,
great.
He's been good for years.
I often get him a little confused with Jason Clarke. There's kind
really
of a little bit.
I would never get him confused with Jason
do.
Clarke.
I do. Just because they have the same kind of a wide head and.
Jason Clarke's head is huge.
Jason has a huge.
He was in everything also.
Teddy Kennedy kind of a head.
He was in
there.
First Man.
I know he was indeed. I like Jason Clarke.
But this film was very. There's a bleakness to it.
True.
But there's a realness to it as well. You can feel that these are real people. And this, I gotta say too, this was based on a book that was written by Nick Pizzolatto, who created and wrote True Detective on HBO. Coming up with his third season next year.
I hope it's
Hopefully
better
than season 2.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
With Colin Farrell.
I didn't hate it, but it was not that great.
I hated it. I just loved what's her name in it, who's always...
Oh, she was great.
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams is always good.
But I would say check this out on Amazon. It's a good little film.
It's on Amazon?
It is.
Wonderful.
Well directed by Melanie Laurent.
Elle is beautiful.
A lot of tension, beautiful shots.
I just love their connection, even though it's kind of a distant connection. There's still a little bit of a flirtation going on there that I found to be very sweet and very touching. I really like this film.
And has a good ending.
Yeah, the ending is
satisfying.
almost
I would say
a little uplifting, believe it or not, which I didn't.
In a film
expect.
that's not uplifting, really.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some sadness in this film that does get delivered, unfortunately. But I think it's got I don't want to say a David Lynch quality to it, but because of its downerism, as you say, I didn't find it to be that much of a downer, really.
Well, I just felt it was just...
I mean, it's a bleak movie
There was
because
a
Ben's
bleakness to
character
it.
is
He's
so,
very bleak.
He's so bleak.
And he's miserable so much.
He is miserable.
And disagreeable.
Yeah,
and just
he's not
belligerent.
a fun guy, but you understand every step that, goes on in his head.
Of course.
He finds out, we go back to her house, we have to get a small little girl.
Sister,
we don't know who that girl is. Is it a sister? Is it her daughter? We don't know who it is. And then we hear a gunshot. We don't know what happened.
Yeah, we hear about it.
And then other things are happening here that kind of all come together and bring these two in a kind of a Bonnie and Clyde almost environment there, where they're running constantly from the law, but here she is going into the house.
Yeah, this is his trailer he lives in. I love the scene where they go to the motel and the motel clerk is telling him, hey, I'm friends with all the local cops.
Oh, yeah, she was good.
I catch one thing, you know. She was good.
The other people in the film, I always like it when, and Melanie really did her work there. I like it when they get people that really look real.
I agree.
Like the bus at the end of The Graduate when Dustin Hoffman gets on that bus. With Elaine, played by Catherine Ross. And everybody I've ever known always said, my God, the people on that bus, they look like real people.
I know.
They didn't look like movie
I love
extras.
when they take the time to cast good faces.
Yeah. And the woman who is the hotel manager.
She was very good. I
kick,
couldn't find a picture of her.
She's a kick.
But anyway, recommend it. We're going to recap everything we've talked about tonight.
Okay.
We've covered a lot, but not a hell of a lot. So, in our recap segment here,
we love Bohemian.
Bohemian. We really enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody. Two big recommendations,
Absolutely.
2 big yeses.
Absolutely.
We both kind of said mediocre yes on Girl with the Spider's Web.
I think it's almost a 3-star film.
Yeah, but you can wait till video. You don't have to run out to see it in the theater.
Just didn't feel like a spider. It didn't feel like a dragon tattoo.
An amazing film. You got to see it.
Got to see it.
It's on Amazon.
Incredible.
Check it out. Incredible.
Most amazing, incredible story ever.
I agree.
Really spectacular.
Val 22 on Amazon. Check it out.
Not
A good
bad.
Mark Wahlberg little movie.
Can't go wrong.
It goes quick. It's good. A fun family film. You can't go wrong.
I loved it.
Ewan is exceptional as
Has
always.
great heart. It's
great.
It's a fairy tale in a live
really
fairy
is.
tale.
Papillon, I would say don't bother.
Big thumbs down.
if you're gonna watch one of these, this or
May
the
go
original, watch the original.
Well, the original is just as boring,
I
unfortunately.
agree.
But,
I agree.
there you
And check
go.
out Galveston.
Galveston, very cool.
Check out Galveston.
Very cool. Elle is just
She's
beautiful.
great.
Yeah.
And that's our show, kids.
That's it, folks.
We'll see you next week with some other big reviews. And well, here we go, real quick.
What do we have? What are some
What
of
is
our
coming
big-
next week?
What is coming?
Fantastic Beasts is opening up.
Oh, okay. The Crimes of
We will be
Grindelwald.
reviewing this next
This
week.
is Johnny Depp.
Johnny
right here.
Depp.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go see Instant Family, but
No
Mark Wahlberg
Desire.
doesn't stop working.
Rose Byrne.
With Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
We have also Widows, which look great.
This does look good.
This is the new film.
Liam, yeah, Colin, and the husbands are
Yeah,
all
this is
being,
I'm going to
looks like
see
they're
this.
being held hostage.
This is the
And,
widows of a bunch of criminals. Steve McQueen, who did 12 Years a Slave, did this.
Yeah,
film.
yeah, and he also did that
Looking forward to
hungry
this.
film.
The Hunger.
The Hunger,
With
yeah.
Michael Fassbender. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really want to
No,
see this.
he's a great
This looks
director,
good.
and it does look
This
really
looks
good.
intense.
Not only is he a good plot director, he's
Yeah.
a great performance director also.
And this is opening all about Van Gogh.
Willem
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe. This
There
could be
you
a
go.
nomination. We don't know.
Look, we have
Oscar Isaac.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
good cast.
Okay.
So I don't know if we're going to
Cool.
get to see all 4 of these next week, but I'm definitely going to see Beasts, and I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to see Widows. Oh, and I forgot, tonight I'm going to see Overlord, so you got to go see Overlord.
Overlord. Which one is that?
Oh, it's the one that's out playing now, produced by J.J. Abrams, about World War II, how this American soldiers find out that the Nazis are basically making zombies. Looks pretty cool.
Really?
Overlord. It's out now. It opened
I've
last
heard
week.
of the film,
Yeah.
but I'm not.
I'm
going to
go see it.
What it is? Okay.
But that's our show. We'll see you guys next week. Adios.
See you next week.
I know we're yelling, but we're excited.
We are.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
There you go.
Road. Yeah, we're going down. Yeah, Mr. Slim,